ensuring that social development benefits everyone without discrimination. When women and girls can decide freely about their health and future, access decent work and access strong social protection policies, families, communities, and society will thrive. The pathway to social development demands renewed commitment and collective action. Let us build societies where equality is non-negotiable, where health and rights are guaranteed for all, and where every person can live with dignity, justice, and opportunity. I will now deliver remarks in my national capacity. On behalf of the government of the people of South Africa, I extend warm greetings and sincere congratulations to the state of Qatar for hosting the second World Summit for Social Development. South Africa aligns with the statement delivered by Iran on behalf of the Group of 77 and China, and the group statement delivered by Chile. It is an honor to deliver the national statement of the Second World Summit 3 decades after President Nelson Mandela addressed the First World Summit in 1995. We carry forward the same conviction that social development is what makes freedom meaningful. Substantial strides in building a social protection framework that reaches millions of our people. We now provide monthly grants to over 44% of our population, underpinned by carefully targeted measures that have reduced hunger, poverty, and inequality while supporting human dignity, social cohesion, and stability. Build on a strong protection system, our recent reform initiative also aimed to strengthen the professionalization of social services sector and policies to protect people with disabilities. Despite these strides, poverty, inequalities, and unemployment, especially among youth and women, remain high. Many of our people remain vulnerable to economic shocks, climate change, food insecurity, and inadequate access to social services. Our work is far from complete. Ladies and gentlemen, South Africa commits to the following priorities which we believe that are important for both national development and for global social progress. Strengthening social protection systems to be more universal and also rights based on shock responsives so that no child or older person with a disability or informal worker is left behind. We also are building resilient in the face of climate change, pandemics, and other systematic shocks, including securing food, water, health services, and social infrastructure. In this regard, we wish to express our sympathies with the government and people of Jamaica following the destruction caused by Hurricane Melissa. This serves as an excellent example of resilience in the face of systematic shocks and the need to strengthen our preparedness and of any other eventuality. During our G20 presidency, initiatives such as the call to implement universal social protection systems and social protection floors were adopted by the G20 ministers responsible for development. If implemented, they would go a long way towards reducing poverty, also investing in our people. South Africa commits to investing in social development, strengthening transparency, and participating in policy making, sharing best practices with Global South, and mobilizing resources so that development remains central to sustainable development. Your Excellency, South Africa condemns the abhorrent attacks in Sudan that have targeted civilians, including children. This humanitarian crisis has also seen the targeting of essential civilian infrastructure. We need a mechanism that will assist and also result in peace and to prevent further suffering to the people of Sudan, particularly women and children. We also remain concerned about the plight of Palestinian people, most especially those in Gaza. South Africa remains committed to the reconstruction of Palestine that leaves no one behind and a two-state solution. The state of Palestine on Israel, whose viability depends on full universal respect of international law. Your Excellencies and distinguished delegates, South Africa stands ready to work in partnership to share our experience, to learn, to act. We believe that the courage, determination, solidarity, and innovative thinking, we can make the Second World Summit of Social Development a turning point for a more just, inclusive, and definitely a sustainable world. Thank you very much.
I thank the Minister of Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation of South Africa, Before I invite the next speaker, I would like to appeal to speakers to kindly deliver their statements at a reasonable pace so that interpretation into the other official languages may be provided properly. I now give the floor to Her Excellency Sanni Grahn-Laasonen, Minister of Social Security of Finland.
Thank you, Chair, Excellencies. Finland expresses its appreciation to Qatar for hosting this important summit and to Belgium and Morocco for their leadership in the negotiations towards the political declaration. The pursuit of social justice for all lies at the heart of the United Nations mission and the Sustainable Development Goals. It's closely linked with long-term peace building and conflict prevention. The society's resilience to crisis relies heavily on social cohesion and trust. The Doha Political Declaration renews global commitment to social development and provides a strategic foundation for global solidarity and inclusive progress, recognizing that environmental challenges are social challenges. Finland reaffirms its strong commitment to effective multilateralism with the UN and its core. We fully support UN80 reform and envision a United Nations that's fit to deliver on its promises to people and the planet. Finland is committed to human rights, including labor rights and non-discrimination. Finland stands firmly for advancing gender equality with particular emphasis on sexual and reproductive health and rights. Finland has pioneered social innovations, building its welfare state on universal services and equal opportunity. Over the past century, Finland's investments in maternity care, free education, school meals, and public childcare have improved well-being and enabled women's full participation in working life. The family leave system promotes shared caregiving. These policies have strengthened both quality of life and economic growth, highlighting this synergy between social and economic policy. For 8 years in a row now, Finland has been ranked as the happiest country in the world. We have a high-trust society built on whole-of-government and whole-of-society approach. True sustainability means protecting the well-being of future generations, starting with strong and universal social protection systems that ensure dignity, security, and opportunity for all. As youth is the future, I now quote Kevor Tikepu, who is Finland's UN Youth Delegate and is sitting right now behind the Finnish flag in this plenary hall. Every social issue we face today and tomorrow is ultimately an issue of young people. When we are unable to make sustainable solutions today, it is young people, especially those socially disadvantaged, who pay the price tomorrow. According to Kevor, we often speak of social inclusion, but rarely do we match these words with action. Promises without investments are empty promises. Young people cannot innovate without education or work in jobs that do not exist. Social sustainability is about future generations. Kevor states that young people want to be hopeful. They want to be parents and have a meaningful life. He continues that our responsibility is to provide them with resources and means to realize a dream of future without war or social instability. Kevor concludes with clear message. To succeed in finding solutions for social prosperity, do not only inspire young people, equip us, listen to us, and even better, let us decide to lead and to act. Thank you very much.
I thank the Minister of Social Security of Finland. I now give the floor to His Excellency Mahinur Esdemir Göktaş, Minister for Family and Social Services of Turkey.
Dear Chair, Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, on behalf of the Republic of Turkey, I extend my warm greetings to you and congratulate the state of Qatar for hosting the successful summit after 30 years. I am pleased to come together to redefine the future of social development and strengthen a new spirit of global solidarity that places people at the center. In the 30 years since the 1995 Copenhagen Summit, one lesson has become clear. True development is not measured by numbers of growth rates. It should be measured by the people's level of social cohesion and their living conditions based on human dignity. Today, our world is being tested by major challenges. Inequalities are deepening. The risks of digital age are growing as much as its opportunities. Family bonds are weakening, and loneliness is becoming a new form of poverty. Demographic changes are bringing social policies to the spotlight more than ever before. In particular, social isolation and the fragmentation of communities once again highlight the family's role as a safe haven for all. On the other hand, countries experiencing a fertility crisis have realized that population growth is actually the driving force behind development. As Turkey, we regard social policies as the cornerstones of social welfare alongside a strong economy and stable governance. Under the leadership of our President, His Excellency Recep Tayyip Erdoğan, we are implementing a fair and inclusive development approach through people-centered social policies. This approach fosters a new balance between working life, education, health, and social life. With our policies based on this understanding, we ensure that women are empowered in economic and social life and that children are protected from all forms of neglect and abuse. In addition, we prioritize the rights of persons with disabilities to live independently, promoting the active and healthy lives of older persons and ensuring young people to grow into productive and capable members of society. We are transforming our social assistance from short-term relief to lasting empowerment so that our citizens are not only beneficiaries of support but active contributors in social development. Dear participants, war and conflict, migration, poverty, disasters, and the climate crisis have become challenges that all countries must address with shared responsibility. These problems are deepening humanitarian crisis. Unfortunately, we have seen this crisis directly in Gaza, where innocent people are being deprived of their most basic right. At the same time, the serious changes in the demographic shifts of countries due to these problems are leading to fractures in the social structure and disruption in economic balances. Due to rising population density in cities, protecting people at risk is becoming more critical than ever. At the same time, digital inequalities are deepening gaps in access to information and opportunities. Children and young people face threats such as online violence, addiction, and privacy violations. Those challenges are complex, interconnected, and affect the entire world. No country can handle this problem alone. The message of Doha Political Declaration is clear. Lasting peace, sustainable prosperity, and development begin with people above all. This summit is also a valuable opportunity to reaffirm our international commitments to the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. Unfortunately, given the current pace of progress, the goals of ending poverty and ending hunger remain out of reach. We have only 5 years left to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. Therefore, we must take comprehensive steps and make large-scale investments. To achieve this goal, there is a need for a more equitable distribution of resources, stronger international solidarity, and prioritizing of social investment. Social policies must be redesigned not only within national borders, but also on a global scale, centered on justice and solidarity. As Turkey, we are determined to build a future where no country is left behind and where decent living conditions are ensured for everyone. We firmly believe that by acting together, we can build a more just world. Guided by this belief, we invite all countries to strengthen solidarity and come together around the people-centered vision of development. Thank you.
I thank Her Excellency, Minister for Family and Social Services of Turkey. I now give the floor to Her Excellency Laila bint Ahmed Awad Al Naja, Minister of Social Development of Oman.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صاحب السمو الشيخ تميم بن حمد آل ثاني أمير دولة قطر، أصحاب الجلالة والفخامة والسمو، معالي أمين عام الأمم المتحدة، أصحاب المعالي والسعادة، السيدات والسادة الحضور، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. يطيب لي أن أنقل إليكم تحيات حكومة سلطنة عمان وتمنياتها الصادقة بنجاح أعمال هذه القمة الهامة والتي تجمعنا مجدداً لتقييم مسيرة التنمية الاجتماعية في عالمنا. نجتمع اليوم في الدوحة في قمة شعارها الأمل المتجدد والمدفوعة بالالتزام والعمل الجماعي والمسترشدة بالرؤية التحويلية للتنمية الاجتماعية التي تضع حقوق الإنسان والاستدامة البيئية والرفاه الاجتماعي في أعلى سلم أولوياتها. كما نرحب بالتقدم المحرز نحو التنفيذ الكامل لإعلان كوبنهاجن وبرنامج العمل المشترك على مختلف المستويات الوطنية والإقليمية
Copenhagen Declaration and its joint program of action at various levels, national, regional and global. Since the launching of the Oman 2040 vision, the Sultanate of Oman placed social development at the very core of its national policies as a foundation for preparing and enabling human beings to actively contribute to the development of their nations. His Excellency the Sultan declared that true social development begins and ends with human beings. Justice, equality and the rule of law underpin modern state. Hence, the Sultanate of Oman adopted an inclusive approach underpinned by three key axes: poverty eradication, social protection, decent work for all, and social inclusion, in addition to the provision of a society of solidarity. The social protection system launched in 2023 constitutes a main transformational landmark in the social policies in the Sultanate. It represents a quantum leap in terms of complementarity and justice in the distribution of social benefits, focusing on equal opportunity, decent income for all, and a unified program of